This is Trump country, as the reception shows. An adoring crowd greets the president like a hero returns.
Hello, Iowa.
For the next 80 minutes, Mr. Trump hits all his favourite lines.
And our hearts bleed red, white, and blue.
But above all, one theme stands out: trade.
With China, over the last 5-6 years, we've been losing $300 to $500 billion a year. Billion! We have finalized a new fair trade deal for South Korea. The European Union sounds so nice, right? They are brutal. They formed in order to take advantage of us on trade. And we will make America great again.
The message is well received here among the president's faithful, as the huge banner that hangs behind him reads, "Promises made, promises kept." And there is no doubt that Donald Trump, almost 2 years after taking office, has delivered his pledge to shake things up on trade. America is out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership. NAFTA has been renegotiated, and tariffs have been whacked on billions of dollars worth of steel and aluminium imports. Free trade is being challenged, but at what cost? Other nations have hit back with tariffs of their own, many targeting the very supporters who got Mr. Trump into the White House. Start driving northeast from Council Bluffs, and you soon get to the farming heart of Iowa. This is a swing state. Barack Obama won it in 2008 and 2012, but Mr. Trump romped home to a 10-point victory in 2016. It is also a state of soybean farmers. Some 40,000 jobs are tied to the crop here. Many, like Jeff Frank, supported Mr. Trump.
I'm the fourth generation on this farm. You know, I grew up here. The house was built when my mom was 2 years old. This is actually my grandpa with a corn sheller, back when we used to pick corn on the ear and it'd separate the corn from the cob.
When harvest comes, Jeff can spend up to 14 hours a day in this vast combine harvester, working back and forth across the fields.
It's peaceful here. You don't have anybody bothering you, anybody asking you questions. You don't have anyone around. It's a great time to think.
In July, China responded to President Trump's trade war with a tariff of their own on soybeans. All US soybean imports were hit with a 25% tariff, meaning they became a quarter more expensive to Chinese businesses overnight. The move sent demand for US soybeans spiralling and triggered a sink in price. At the start of the year, farmers like Jeff could get around $10 a bushel. Now it is more like $8.
We can't be profitable if the price of what we sell doesn't cover our input costs. So, you know, it's an issue. That's how people go bankrupt.
Jeff fears 2019 could be worse than this year, and accepts that Trump voters have indeed been hit.
He's probably hurting the people that supported him the most. But, you know, we're big people. We can overlook some things. You know, we need to see the end result. Hopefully this tariff gets resolved and we all turn out better. And his trade strategy, I think, is good because in the long run, they have to come to us. We are the supplier. They cannot survive without us completely.
Around 1,000 miles east from Jeff's farm is Pennsylvania, another swing state that Mr. Trump won. His victory here was even more impressive than Iowa. No Republican had won this state since 1988. Understanding towns like Wilkes-Barre in Luzerne County is at the core of working out what happened in the Trump Revolution.
Our rich and abundant soil provides more than a living. It provides a beautiful way of life for a lot of people.
This is the heart of the Rust Belt, a cluster of traditionally Democrat states whose industrial decline meant voters were open to Mr. Trump's protectionist message.
We will rebuild rural America.
Journalist Ben Bradley Jr. wrote a book all about Trump's voters in this county. He understands why President Trump's message resonated.
This is coal country, it was, but the coal industry gradually died out in the 60s and was replaced by manufacturing in this area. Most of them either closed or went abroad. And so into that climate came Trump, and he found a ripe audience here. The Democrats felt that their party had left them behind. Trump filled the void. They say you fall in love with your therapist because you feel heard, and these people felt heard by Donald Trump.
Bradley says that out of the 12 Trump supporters his book focuses on, just a single one is wavering today. There is certainly no wavering from Lynette Villano.
I never saw anything like it before in my life, and I've been working the polls for 30 years. They were coming to vote, but they were coming with their Trump shirts on, they were coming with their hats on, and it was just overwhelming.
It was the prospect of something different that appealed, a chance for change.
I think we were getting really disgusted with what was going on in Washington, and for both sides, because no matter who you sent there, things weren't changing. And then along came Donald Trump, who had this vision for America that we could all reach out to.
So, Trump voters are showing few signs of buyer's remorse. Steel factories may not have reappeared by the dozen. The tariffs may be hurting his base as much as those abroad. But the president feels his supporters' pain, or at least appears to, and is banging the table to get something done. Lynette, like millions of others across America, is sticking by her man.
He's the first president that made promises, and his promises made, promises kept.